Hi guys, welcome to the new video of this Linux series that we are discussing from the last few days. Now, today's topic we're gonna discuss many multiple things that are those commands that are we are using in day-to-day life. As a Linux admin or as a DevOps engineer, you must know those commands. So, what is the agenda of the today's lecture? Let me discuss with you guys. So first, we're gonna discuss how to rename the files. That is the first agenda of the today's this video. Second agenda for is to discuss the copy command and their options. Third, we're gonna discuss the mv command, what mv command is and why we use this. So this is the total agenda for the today's video. So let's discuss the things one by one. So quickly, let me make the scenario to discuss this all these commands. So I am creating this two directory called dir1 and dir2 just for the demo purpose, and I'm creating two files here. One is Linux, I can say linux.txt, and what I'm writing in this is first file for demo. That's it. And now I'm creating another file called, let's say, second.txt. This is second file. And that's it. Now if I show you the current directory structure is there is one directory, two directories are there or two folders are there with two files. Now what is the structure for using the copy command is bit different than the other commands. Let me show you. So what is the structure of copy and move is almost the same mv. So the command cp or mv. Now cp stands for copy, copying a file like you are doing it with control C in the Windows. MV stands for move the files or move the files in the directory. So it's like control X in the Windows. And here we can give the options. Same here in the MV, we are giving the options. Then the source we are giving. Now what is the source? Which source file we want to copy? Like at which file we are pressing control C or control X. Destination is like where in which folder or in at what place we are doing control V. So that is a destination. So it's like control C or control X. It's like control V in the Windows if we talk about. Now let me show you the structure in the recursive form. So as you see in this current directory, there is directory 1, directory 2 and two files, but in directory 1 and directory 2 there is nothing. Now, if I want to copy, let's say linux.txt in directory 1, so let me show you the options first. So I'm doing man copy. Now, see options, what is the source, what is the directory or what is the destination in which we want to copy. These all are the options. We're gonna use multiple options. We're gonna use this -f option. We're gonna use maybe this option -r today recursive that we already use in rmdir and mkdir command also. We're gonna discuss -v verbose that we are using from the last 3 to 4 days with every command almost. Now let's say if I check the content of directory 1, see there is nothing. But as soon as I copy which file linux.txt, so linux.txt is a source file and the destination is directory 1. Now if I run the same command, see the difference between these two commands. This is showing nothing because in directory 1 that time there is nothing. This time linux.txt is copied. Now what we do in Windows is when we copy the things or when we copy the files from some location to some directory or some at other place, that will create a copy or that will create a replica of that file. And it will copy to that particular direction, but that file will be still there also. So if I do ls, see linux.txt is here also. That means it's created the same replica. Now how I can prove it's the same file? If I do linux.txt at this directory, I am at root linux and the content is this. This is the first file for demo. Now if I go inside directory 1, or I can give, instead of going inside directory 1, what I can give is I can give the absolute path also of that file. So I am doing cat. So I know inside directory 1 I have file called linux.txt. See, this is exactly the same file. Now again, if I change something in the current linux.txt, so let me append something. So I told you in the last two or third video about output redirection. So this double greater than sign will re or will append the content. It will not overwrite, it will append the content. So I'm writing appending content. My N is not working. Now if I check the content of this file, see, it is appending the content. Now what if I want to check the content of that file, that particular file that is inside the directory 1. So I'm giving again the absolute path, the file name. So content is not here. But if I copy it again, if I copy that file again to directory 1, now it will update the new content. See, what it asking is, it asking me, do you want to override the file that is present in this particular directory called dir1 linux.txt. Now what is the meaning of override here is, in the slash root linux folder I have one file, that is linux.txt. This file I copied to some other location. Where I copied? In the root linux only, there is one another directory called dir1. I copied this file as it is. Now when I copied, after just after that I changed some content. Let's say before the content is a, so here the content is a, but now I change it to ab, but here still the content is a. So override means change this content of the destination file. That means the file in dir1 directory, change the content from a to ab. That is the meaning of override. That remove the old content and paste the new content. That's the meaning of override. So do you want to overwrite or not? So this time I'm saying it, no, I don't want to overwrite. Now if I again check the content of the directory 1 linux.txt file, it is same as before. See, this is a file for demo, first file for demo. Now if want to run the same command again, this copy one, it will again ask, do you want me to overwrite the content? This time I will say yes, I want to overwrite my content. I want my both the files to be same. I want my the file that is in the directory 1 folder to be updated. Yes, now if I run the same command again, you will see the difference. See, I am doing cat at directory 1 linux.txt, not the current linux.txt. Whatever the file, I am not doing the cat of linux.txt that is in the current directory. I am doing whatever the linux.txt file is there in directory 1 folder. See, it got appended. Now, I don't want that this copy command will ask me this yes or no. It will automatically take. It's let me append the content first again in some file linux.txt. This is second append. Now I do control D. Oh my god. Now if I do the content of linux.txt, see what written here is, this is a second append. But if I will show the content of the file linux.txt that is present inside directory 1 folder, there is no second append, content is appended. Now, as I told you, how you can make the content new of this file also, the file that is there in the directory one, you need to copy the file again. You need to copy the linex.txt. Which linex.txt you need to copy? The linex.txt that is present in the current directory because it contains the latest content. See, it contains the latest content. Which one? This is the second append. So you want that the file inside the directory 1, that is linex.txt, will also be updated with the new content. What you need to do is you need to copy the linex.txt in the current directory again to the directory 1 linex.txt. That means you want to overwrite or not. So yeah, that time it's again asking me yes or no. So I don't want this yes or no to be given by me. I want to, it will take automatically yes. So I given no just to show you. If I show the content again, see, the content is same, but as soon as I use the flag called, which flag I want to use, that we used also in some other commands, mkdir, irmdir, if you remember. Yeah, you are guessing correct. The flag is -f. Now, what is the meaning of -f? Is forcefully. Please don't ask me yes or no. Forcefully keep the override, forcefully override the file. One second, it's asking me. I don't want to ask. So there is some another content we need to check in manual. Maybe that is not the -f. I need to check. Just give me a second. See, I am also forgetting the things. See, -f is the only option. Why it's asking me? Okay, let's try with -force option. That is the same as -f. So I want to copy with the force option. Which file? The linex.txt file. Where I want to copy? In the directory 1 I want to copy. Okay, it's again asking me. Oh, okay. So what may be the reason? Thinking, I'm just thinking. So maybe that option is not working, or maybe we need to use some another option. Let me try by this option. Hyphen I need to do. Okay, it's again asking me. Not sure, guys. Not sure. I'm not sure. Uh, maybe that option is not working, or like I forget the option. I'm not sure, but yeah, there is option I use multiple times. Uh, maybe let me try something. Yeah, that worked. That worked. So if I check the content of directory 1 linex.txt, oh no, so it's not asking me. One second, just a second. I want to use n to copy this. It's what it's doing is in the directory 1 linex.txt. Yep, correct. And I want to copy it forcefully also. What is this? Sorry, my mistake. I forgot to use n here. Now if I check the content, not sure, but yeah, I will see this what is the issue and will come with the solution in the next video. Let's try some other options. So the option is like almost everything we checked. Yeah, let's try by doing -v option. Now if I show you the recursive mode, in directory 1 there is linex.txt, but in directory 2 there is no file. So I want to copy this second .txt file in directory 2. So if I copy the second.txt file in directory 2, it will copy in the background. Now what I want is, I want, please show me whatever they are doing in the background, please show me on the screen also. That is the meaning of -v option, that is a verbose. See, it showed me in the directory 2 second.txt, it copied the second.txt file. Now if I check the recursively, see, in the directory 2 second.txt is also there. Now this is all about like copying a file in the current directory. Now let's see some examples with the absolute path also. So this is like what we are doing is with the relative path. How relative path is, because second.txt we are not giving the full path, we are giving only the name of this file that is relative to this directory. Why? Because the second.txt file is present in the current directory, and we are giving the path of this directory also relatively, because this directory 2 is also present in the current directory. We are not giving any the full path somewhere. So let me go to the directory 1. If you check, only linux.txt is here, but I want the last second.txt that I copied in the directory 2, I want to be here. So what I will do is copy. So I know in the root I have one folder called linux, and in that linux I have directory 2, and inside that directory 2 there is file called second.txt, and that second.txt I want to copy in this particular directory. So let me give you the full path also here, linux directory 1. That's it. So we are giving the full path now. So if you see, the first source path is also the absolute path. So we are telling the full path to of second.txt, and in the last destination we are also giving the absolute path. If I do done ls, see, second.txt appeared here. Now, if I go to the directory 2, so the way to go to the directory 2, you know, by dot dot you will go to the one directory back. That means you will reach to directory called Linux, and in Linux we have directory 2. So slash. Now, in which directory I want to go? In the directory 2 I want to go. See, I am in directory 2. How you can verify? Here, before running this command, I am at directory 1, and after running that command, I am at directory 2. Now, if I do ls, only second.txt is here. Now what I want is, I want that the linux.txt that is present in the directory 1 will be copied here. So there is two ways. What are the two ways? As we done, like copy, and we are giving the source, then destination. So in the last command we given the source also as absolute path. That means the full path we given. Destination path we also given as absolute. That means the full path. Let me show where I am talking about. So if you just go a little bit back up, here I am talking about. Sorry. See here. So in this copy command, we are giving the source path also as absolute path. That means from where you want to copy or which file you want to copy. We want to copy second.txt. But where this second.txt is, so we are giving this whole path, full path. The location of the second.txt, it's like a full address we are giving, but the destination also we are giving as a full path, like where we want to copy the second.txt, what is the path where we want to copy this second.txt. Again we are giving the full path. That means in the root, in there is one folder called linux, in linux there is one folder called directory 1, in that we want to copy. So we given the absolute path in both the condition, source and destination. Now I want that source, I will give the absolute path because we need to tell the location of file, but destination I will give relative. Because why relative? Because source we need to tell where the file is. So there is two directory, directory 1 and directory 2. The current condition is, in directory 1 there is file called linux.txt, and in directory 1 there is another file called second.txt that we copied from directory 2 by giving the full path. But in directory 2 only one file is there, that is second.txt. Let me show you. See, only second.txt is here. Now what I want is the linux.txt that is available in directory 1 will be copied to this directory 2, but I don't want, so linux.txt is is our source and our destination directory is directory 2 in this condition. So for source we need to give full path. Now the full path is like slash root. We know in the root there is folder called Linux, and in Linux there is a directory 1 in which the linux.txt is available. So for sure we need to give this whole path. That is whole path means the full path, that is absolute path. We need to give absolute path for source for sure. Why for sure is because we need to tell to the copy command that linux.txt is available at this location. So this is the full location, or this is the full path, or this is absolute path of linux.txt. So that we are telling with the full path or absolute path to the copy command as at the place of source. But destination, as we know, we want to copy that file in directory 2, and that directory 2 is present at root linux then directory 2. So we can give this path also at the place of destination. So this path is absolute path, as you all know. This is option 1 we can give at the place of destination. So this will also work. Why? Because absolute path will always work in OS. Like this is the full path, and the full path always work in the OS because you are telling the whole path, like how to go, where to go. Exactly, you are telling this. So that is work. That should work always 100%. Even 200% that should work always in OS, because from anywhere you are running command in OS, if you give the absolute path or the full path, that will work because you are telling how to go, where to go. But option 2 will be if you are already in this directory. So we are in this directory only. If you check how we can check the directory, in which directory we are, pwd. So as you can see, we are at root linux directory 2. So if we are already at this particular directory, root linux directory 2, then why we want to give the full path or absolute path at the place of destination? We can give relative path also. Now what is the meaning of relative path? You all know relative path means, relative path is like where to copy, or what is the path we want to copy the file uh, on the context of current folder or the current directory. So the current directory of us is this only, that is root linux directory 2. This is our current directory, this is our present directory. So relative to this path where we want to copy the linux.txt, that is called the relative path, as you all guys know. So relative to this directory, or relative to this current directory, relative to this present directory where we want to copy this linux.txt, that is called relative path. That means relative with this path. So relative to this particular path where you want to copy. So we can give relative path also. And in Linux, I already told you dot and dot dot. These are two things. When we are discussing the cd command, then I told you what is the dot and dot dot. If somebody don't know what is the difference between dot and dot dot, they can go to my this video of cd and can check what is the difference between dot and dot dot. So dot means the current directory. So dot represents the current directory in which we are present. So whatever, or in which directory we are already there, or we are there, or we are present in whatever directory, that particular directory is current directory, and that particular directory is represented by dot only. And what is the meaning of dot dot? Just one directory above, relative to our current directory. So as we already discussed in a detail about this dot and dot dot. Yeah, so what I'm trying to saying is we can give the relative path also, and relative path we can specify that I want to copy this linux.txt that is not there in the current directory. So I want to copy that particular linux.txt in this current directory, and how we can specify, we can give the relative path. And how we can give the relative path, like how we can represent the current directory, is by the dot. So as you can see, there is no linux.txt, so let me write the command So copy, and we know in the root in the Linux there is one directory called directory 1, and inside that there is one file called linux.txt. So I want to copy this linux.txt where? In my current directory, in my current folder. And how we represent the current directory and current folder is by dot. See, I'm giving the dot. As soon as I enter, it will copy this file. If you want to check what is happening in the background, you can give the option or flag -v also. See, it is copying the linux.txt that is available in this particular dir1 directory to this dot slash current directory. Dot means the current directory, and slash, you all know, we represent to show a directory. Dot and dot slash is like having the same meaning in Linux as I already told you in the cd command. So if I do ls, see, second.txt is also there, linux.txt is also there. This is one thing about copy. The last thing I want to tell you about copy is, let me go to the directory. See, there are so many files, and we discussed in the last video how to remove the files. So I'm removing these two files. So you want to remove? So I'm saying no, because I don't want to give yes or no again. See, I'm removing two files, so that's why it's asking me two times yes or no, with one for linux.txt, one for second.txt. But I don't want to ask me yes or no, because maybe there is 1,000 files I want to remove. So I am giving the -f as option. See, linux.txt and second.txt is removed. Now, as I already told you in the last video also, if there is some files or folders are present in some directory and you want to remove that particular directory, so you can use a command called rm with the option called r. R means recursively you want to delete every file and folder that is present in that particular parent folder or in that particular folder, and you want to delete it forcefully. That's why f, that means don't ask me yes or no for every file or folder, and v means verbosely, show me whatever you are doing. So I am removing the directory 2 just for the demo. See, it removed these three files. Now only directory 1 is here. Now let me create one more directory, copy. Now if I show the recursive way, so in the current directory there is two directory, copy and directory 1, and in the copy directory there is nothing, but in the directory 1 there is two files, linux.txt and second.txt. So now what I want with the copy command is copy this both the files in this particular copy directory. So if we check the manual of copy, how we can copy it recursively, because you all know when we are discussing the mkdir command or rmdir command. So if we want to do something again and again, let me explain you here. So if we want to do something again and again, or I can say instead of again and again, if you want to do something repeatedly, so this both are called, in the technical term it is called recursive. If you want to do something, some task again and again or repeatedly, so that is called recursive. And in the mkdir and rmdir we already discussed that if you want to create some directory inside a directory again and again recursively, or if you want to delete some directory or folders or files from any particular folder again and again repeatedly till that all the folders and files are deleted in that particular folder, so we use the option called -r, and -r represents the recursive only there. So same way, I want to check, is there any option of recursive in copy also? So I'm checking. Oh, see, there is option. What it's saying, copy directly recursively. So I'm doing q. Now I know that -r is option, and if I do ls, if I go to the copy directory, there is nothing, as we all know. But if we go to the directory 1, there is two files. So I want to copy these two files recursively. So what I'm doing is, there is two way to copy the things. What are the two ways is, in the root Linux, there is two folders. The folder, one folder is directory 1, another folder is we just created called copy. This is empty as of now, and this directory 1 have two files. One is linux.txt, second is second.txt. So we want to copy these two files. So instead of what option one we can use, or what first command we can use is copy. Can you copy root Linux from directory 1? Can you copy this linux.txt? And then at the place of destination we give the path of this directory. Again we need to, this is the first command we run. Second command we need to run the same, root linux directory 1, but now second.txt file. Where we want to copy, again we need to give the path of this directory. So this is one way. But as we all know, if we want to do the same task again and again, so we are doing this task again and again. Why I am saying again and again? Because CP is same. C root Linux dir1, root Linux dir1 is same. Only thing is getting changes the file's name. But the motto we are doing, or what we are achieving from these two files or two commands, is we are copying. So recursively or repeatedly we are doing the things copying, or we are copying the things to particular directory. So that means we are doing the things repeatedly again and again. So that's why that option or flag is made in the Linux, that is -r. That is mostly available with almost every command. That is also available with rmdir. That is also available with cp command, and many commands is available. So if you want to recursively copy, so what you will do is copy -r recursively. You want to see what is going in the background. That's why verbose. Now you are giving the directory 1. So dir1 slash at the end represent that is a, it's a directory, and whatever the files and the folders are present in the directory 1 dir1, I want to copy it somewhere. Where I want to copy it? So this is the directory. Copy. I want to I want to copy all the files. So here we are copying this, or we are giving dir1 as a relative path and copy also as a relative path, because this both dir1 and copy is present in the current directory. That's why we are giving only the names. That's why we are giving only the name, and that's why it's called relative path. But we can do like this also. Linux copy. So now this is the absolute path, because we are specifying the whole path of this directory. Of which directory? Copy directory, we are specifying the whole path. Similarly, dir1 is relative path. Why path relative path? Because dir1 is present in the current directory, so we are only specifying the name. But let's say I want to give the whole path. So in the root Linux we know there is a directory 1, and whatever the files in or folders inside directory 1 I want to copy to this folder. So as soon as I do, see, it showed me on the console that from Linux dir1 we are copying linux.txt and second.txt. Now you will see one interesting thing. If I go to the copy directory and if I do ls, see, it copied this dir1. If you go to the dir1 also, both the files are there, linux.txt and second.txt. So now what I'm saying is interesting here is it copied this directory 1 with the parental structure. What I mean by parental structure is, you know, in the directory 1 two files are there, linux.txt and second.txt. So the copy command copied this file also along with this directory also. That means it copied all the things in the parental structure or in the hierarchical structure. That means it copied dir1 name also in the destination file. See, if I do ls, dir1 is also there. But let's say I don't want this parental structure. What I want in this current directory, I want only the files. Which files? I want the files that are in, what are those files that are in the directory 1. I want only these files, linux.txt and second.txt. I don't want this directory 1 to be copied there. So how we can do is in the same command. Now I'm not writing the command again. If you see, I'm not writing the command. I'm just using the up arrow key. You can use up and down arrow key in the Linux to go to the one command up and one command down. So you can leverage your arrow keys. If you press one arrow key once, up arrow key once, so you will see the command that you just run before this particular copy command. So that is the cd dot dot. If I press the down arrow key, you will see what command you run after the cd dot dot. That is the copy command. Now if I only want to copy the files, so remove this slash from this end. Only that slash is copying the thing in a parental or hierarchical structure, because the slash in the end you all know that represents a directory, so that's why it's is copying the dir1 directory as it is. It's not copying the files inside dir1 directory, it's copying the dir1 directory itself. So if I now enter, sorry, let me remove this files. Why? Because I'm gonna tell you. So I'm running this copy command again. See, it copied, and if you go to the copy, it's copying the dir1 also. I don't want that. So what you can do is you can leverage the use of this thing. One second, let me show to you. So you want to copy the things in the recursive way. I'm not giving verbose or forcefully, just to show you, and you want to do from directory to copy one. And if I remove the slash from the end, see. Now if I do to the copy directory again, it copied dir1 again. Okay, 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 okay. I got it, I got it. So that happens many times when we are doing the things. I want directory 1 to be copied in copy folder. Yeah, correct. And that's why we are giving our option. So as we are discussing, guys, there is this two folders. And let me go to this copy. What I'm making mistake is that directory 1 is not getting removed properly. But if I go to the directory 1, there are two files. So this two copy command, let me explain you. So hyphen r recursively, or this hyphen r, this both option we can use for recursive. And what recursive will do, if in directory 1 there is file 1, file 2, whatever the name of file is. So hyphen r or hyphen r, small r, if you want to copy this all the things along with the structure to some directory called, let's say, copy. So in copy, what it will do is it will copy the files in a similar structure. What I mean by similar structure, it will copy everything what is there inside this particular directory or folder called directory 1. So it will copy like dir1, then inside dir1 it will copy this file and file. So same structure it will create in the destination directory also. But you want to only copy the files, then there is one way. What is the one way? Let me show you first the directory 1. If I do copy, now this will copy, sorry, hyphen r is option. Sorry, man, hyphen capital R both can work, but that is with cp command, not with the cd command. So if I use again with hyphen r, see, now if I go to the copy folder, it will copy dir1, and inside dir1 the same structure that we have in the source directory, it will copy in the same way. But you want to copy only the files. So let me remove this file, that is directory 1. Now this directory is again empty. Now, if you want to copy, you can do, what you can do is you need to do recursively. You want to copy all the files or subfolders or folders inside the source folder that we want to give verbosely, and we don't want to give yes or no F. In which directory 1, then star, then the destination folder. So dir1 is a source folder. Source folder means from where we want to copy the files, and destination folder is copy where we want to copy the files. So if I do enter, Now you can see it's copying only the files. Now, why we are using this Linux? So if you know any programming language like Python, so there is the concept of called wildcards. Wildcards may be this, wildcard may be star, maybe any more. So there is a concept of wildcards also in Linux also. Like in Linux, you can use wildcard also. Now there is a separate lecture for wildcards we're gonna discuss. But what you can think is of star is star means everything. So what we are specifying here is directory one slash star. Everything star means everything inside this directory. That may be folder, that may be any subfolder, that may be any files are there. Everything inside this particular directory one. Star means everything. Everything inside what? In this directory. I want to copy in this copy folder. So let me show you one more demo of this. If I go to the copy and I will see only files are there. I am removing these files just to show you demo again. Now there is nothing. If I go back again, if I go to the directory one and here two files are there, let me create some subfolder or like subdirectory. Now subdirectory is also there. So I want to, if I want to copy in the same structure, like I want to copy this directory along with directory one, along with this name called directory one, then what option I can use is I can use hyphen capital R or small r vf, then directory one, only directory one slash. I'm giving part till slash. That means I want to copy everything inside this particular dir1 directory along with this particular name of directory also, along with the name of this directory also. That means I want to follow the hierarchical structure as it is. Now copy. If I go to the copy, now if you check, see directory 1, inside directory 1 in the source destination we have two files and one folder that just we created with the name called subdirectory. Everything it's created. Now if I want to remove everything and I want to just copy the files and folders or subfolders which are present in this directory 1, only files and folders, or I can say I want to only copy the content whatever is present inside this directory 1. I don't want to copy this directory 1 name itself. Then I need to use recursively, because if anything we want to do repeatedly, maybe I want to copy file folder again and again, then recursively, verbosely, forcefully. That means don't ask yes or no. Then directory 1 and star. Here star means everything inside the directory 1 folder. Now copy. Now if I do the copy, see now dir1 is not there, but the content of dir1 is here, every content. So that is all about the copy command I want to discuss with you. My agenda is to discuss mv command also, but the lecture got a bit longer. So let's meet you in the next video with a command called mv. So, but I given you already the high like overview of MV also, how MV will work, but we will discuss more options and everything in the detail regarding MV in the next lecture. So if you have any doubts or any like anything you want to suggest me, just put your queries or your suggestions inside onto a like comment box. Please keep on hitting the like button and keep on subscribing the channel. Thank you for watching the video.